Gregarious as adjective. Someone who is sociable, enjoying the company of others, and seeking out social interactions. The workplace culture was gregarious, with frequent team-building events and social activities. The animals were naturally gregarious, living in large groups and interacting with one another. The children were gregarious, always playing and chatting with their classmates. She was a gregarious person, always eager to meet new people and make friends. The party was full of gregarious individuals, laughing and socializing with one another.
Appurtenant as noun, referring to something that is considered to be associated with or necessary for the use or enjoyment of another property or right. The appurtenant is a legal term referring to a right or privilege that belongs to a property. The appurtenance to the property included the right to access the shared driveway and use the community pool. The appurtenance to the easement included the right to pass through the neighboring property to access the main road. The appurtenant was granted to the tenant for the duration of the lease agreement. The appurtenant document included the list of all appurtenants and their associated rights.
Elaborate as adjective. Detailed and complex in design, composition, or structure. Intricate and complex in nature. The artist's elaborate painting was filled with intricate details. The host prepared an elaborate meal for her guests, complete with multiple courses and fancy dishes. The fashion designer's elaborate gown featured intricate beading and embroidery. The author's elaborate plot twist surprised readers at the end of the book. The movie's elaborate special effects brought the fictional world to life. Tempered as verb. To adjust or modify the strength or quality of something. To bring something into balance or harmony, often by adding or subtracting something from it. He tried to temper his anger before confronting the situation. The pilot had to learn how to temper the plane's speed during takeoff and landing. The blacksmith tempered the metal to make it harder and more durable. The baker tempered the chocolate before using it in the recipe. The musician tempered their voice to match the mood of the song. Incumbent as noun. The person holding a particular office or position. The person who is responsible for performing a particular duty or task. The incumbent president is seeking re-election. The incumbent CEO will retire at the end of the year. The incumbent senator has served for over 2 decades. The incumbent mayor has implemented many successful policies. The incumbent governor faced a tough challenge from his opponent. Capricious as adjective. Given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. Impulsive and unpredictable. The artist's style was described as capricious, with no consistent theme or pattern. The boss was known for her capricious nature, often changing her mind without any clear reason. The stock market can be a capricious beast, fluctuating wildly with little warning. The cat was known for its capricious behavior, sometimes affectionate and sometimes aloof. The weather in this area can be capricious, with sudden rain showers and unexpected heat waves.
Picayune as noun. A minor or insignificant detail or aspect, especially one that is considered unimportant. A small or petty concern, especially one that is trivial or of little significance. The article was filled with picayune details that distracted from the main point. She was criticized for focusing on picayune issues instead of the big picture. The company spent too much time and money on picayune matters that didn't impact the bottom line. The politician was accused of being picayune in his approach to policy. The teacher encouraged her students to avoid getting bogged down in picayune details and focus on the main idea.
Crystallize as verb. To become clear or defined. To solidify into a crystalline form. It took several months of research and experimentation to crystallize the new theory. The decision to move to a new city finally crystallized after they visited and fell in love with the area. The political unrest in the country was the catalyst that crystallized the need for change. Her thoughts and ideas finally crystallized after she took a long walk in nature and had time to reflect. The plans for the project began to crystallize after several meetings and brainstorming sessions with the team. Impetuous as adjective. Acting or done quickly and without thinking. Impulsive. Acting or done quickly and without thought or care. Impulsive. The young man's impetuous behavior led him to make hasty decisions that resulted in regret. The CEO's impetuous decision to acquire a rival company turned out to be a costly mistake. The athlete's impetuous actions during the game led to a penalty that cost his team the victory. The driver's impetuous decision to speed through the intersection caused a dangerous accident. The artist's impetuous creativity led to groundbreaking work that challenged traditional norms. Askance is adverb, with a sideways or oblique glance, with suspicion or disapproval. The parents viewed their son's decision to drop out of college askance, concerned about his future prospects. The teacher looked askance at the student who had just walked in late to class. The committee members looked askance at the proposal, unsure of its feasibility and potential risks. The neighbors watched askance as the new residents moved in with loud music and parties. The boss looked askance at the employee's excuse for missing a deadline, suspecting it was a cover-up for poor time management. Prevail, to be effective or triumphant, to be widespread, or popular. The truth will always prevail, no matter how hard people try to hide it. His optimism prevailed, even in the face of adversity. After a long struggle, the underdog team finally prevailed over the reigning champions. The new trend in fashion is starting to prevail over the old one. Despite their efforts to stop it, the rumor continued to prevail throughout the town. Desideratum as noun. A goal or objective that is considered necessary or desirable. Something that is desired or required. An essential need or requirement. The government's top desideratum was to reduce crime rates across the country. For many people, financial stability is a major desideratum in life. The company's desideratum was to create a product that would be both innovative and affordable. A high level of customer satisfaction is the desideratum of any successful business. In order to achieve his desideratum of becoming a doctor, the student had to work hard and study diligently. Schadenfreude as noun. Feeling delight or satisfaction at the suffering or downfall of others. Pleasure or joy derived from the misfortune, failure, or humiliation of others, often accompanied by a sense of superiority or satisfaction. The feeling of schadenfreude emerged when he observed his rival's failure. Her laughter seemed to be fueled by schadenfreude after her friend's mistake. There was a hint of schadenfreude in his voice when discussing his colleague's misfortune. The gossip magazine thrived on stories that elicited schadenfreude in its readers. He couldn't help but feel a tinge of schadenfreude upon seeing his ex's relationship woes.
Antedate as verb. To assign or record a date earlier than the actual date. To predate. To exist or occur before the usual or expected time. The manuscript was antedated to the 15th century, making it one of the earliest surviving copies of the text. The fossil was antedated to the Jurassic period, providing new insights into the evolution of the species. The contract was antedated to the beginning of the year, to ensure that it would be valid for the entire term. The artwork was antedated to the artist's early period, reflecting a different style and technique from his later works. The discovery of the ancient city antedated previous estimates of its existence by several centuries, changing the understanding of the region's history.
Obdurate as adjective. Obstinately stubborn and resistant to change. Persistent in one's attitude or opinion despite opposition or arguments. The obdurate businessman refused to change his stance on the issue. Her obdurate attitude made it difficult to work with her. The obdurate child refused to eat anything except candy. The obdurate dictator refused to listen to the concerns of his people. The obdurate judge refused to show mercy to the defendant. Squander as verb. To spend money or other valuable assets recklessly or foolishly. To waste or use resources extravagantly or carelessly. The gambler squandered all his savings on the slot machines. The company squandered its chance to invest in a profitable market and now regrets it. The athlete squandered his lead in the race by slowing down near the finish line. The musician squandered his potential by indulging in drugs and alcohol. The government squandered taxpayers' money on a project that was never completed. Hedge, to avoid making a clear or definite statement, often by using ambiguous or evasive language. To surround or enclose something with a barrier or obstruction, often for the purpose of protection or security. He tried to hedge his bets by investing in different types of stocks. The company hedged against a rise in the cost of raw materials by buying futures contracts. She hedged her answer, not wanting to commit to a specific course of action. The politician hedged when asked about his position on the controversial issue. The player hedged his position on the field to protect the ball from the opponent's tackles. Presumptuous as adjective. Boldly presuming or assuming without proper justification. Overstepping one's bounds or showing excessive confidence, especially by making assumptions or taking liberties that are not warranted. He was being presumptuous to assume that she would automatically agree to his proposal. Her presumptuous behavior made everyone feel uncomfortable. It's presumptuous to assume that you know what someone else is thinking. He made a presumptuous comment that showed he didn't understand the situation. It's presumptuous to think you know what someone else wants. Glut as noun. A surplus of goods or materials. An excess of something, leading to an overabundance. The glut of new products on the market made it difficult for consumers to make a decision. The glut of job applicants made it difficult for anyone to find work. The glut of information available on the internet can be overwhelming. The glut of cheap goods from overseas is putting many local businesses out of business. The glut of food at the buffet meant that people could eat as much as they wanted. Sartorial is adjective, relating to or concerned with matters of dress or fashion, especially with regards to men's clothing, relating to or having to do with tailoring or the design, production, and sale of clothing. The designer's sartorial creations were celebrated for their innovative use of fabrics and colors. The politician's sartorial choices were closely scrutinized by the media and public alike. The sartorial elegance of the guests at the gala was a testament to the importance of the event. The movie's costume designer won an Oscar for her sartorial contributions to the film. The groom's sartorial sense was on full display in his stylish wedding suit. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.